Brittany, thanks. Improving our transit system. That's something many have talked about here in Nashville for years.
As the city just passed a plan worth over $1 billion, data analysts are taking a deeper look at some of the ways the city is working to improve transportation for those who rely on it most.
Yeah, Call for Action problem solver Carice Jackman has that for us. What this means for you.
Yeah, absolutely, ladies. You know, we spoke with riders and they say this is a problem that they wanted solved for a very long time, improving the transit system and making it more affordable. Not only that, but to also make it more accommodating for people around the area. And this study by the Urban Institute just looks into that, not only here, but across the nation. And they found we could use some work. Go to any bus stop downtown and you'll see people constantly hopping on and off. Many people living in the metro and surrounding counties rely on our transit system to get to and from work. But it can also be a challenge, especially for low-income workers. A new study found public transportation is particularly hard for low-wage workers who oftentimes don't live in the city because they can't afford it.
It's very hard. There have been decades of research showing that the distance between where people live and where opportunities exist creates longer spells of unemployment, makes you more likely to be unemployed, particularly for low-wage workers.
Tina Stacy and her team at the Urban Institute analyzed data last January, looking at transit in Nashville, Lansing, Michigan, Baltimore, Maryland, and Seattle, Washington.
I would say Nashville has some specific barriers that are very challenging with the sprawl of the city. We specifically chose Nashville because it is so sprawling, and we know that it's very hard to invest in a robust public transit network with a city that's so sprawling.
They also compared transit in the day versus night.
In Nashville, this is showing daytime and nighttime access to jobs via public transit. And the shocking thing about Nashville is that both day and night are quite low access. If we compare this to, say, Seattle, where the central city, the darker the blue, the higher the access there is to jobs through public transit.
Nashville is working to improve their transit system. Metro Council recently gave the green light on a new transportation plan that's expected to cost $1.6 billion over the next 10 to 12 years. It'll include improvements to the WeGo public transportation system by expanding hours of service and improving service outside downtown and upgrading bus stops. Analysts say this is a great start and that equity should always be a priority for any growing city.
A lot of people think, well, we just have to get the economy going first and then we'll worry about inclusion and equity. And it cannot work like that. Equity needs to be forefront and center of every single decision that's made during a time like this.
And it's very informative information. If you want to take a look at that study by the Urban Institute, head to our website, WSMV.com. And we also have the city's plan. It's about 348 pages. So head to our website to check that out as well. Tracy?
That'll keep us busy reading this weekend. Thank you, Carice.